Greetings, everybody. It's RPG Grandma with take 3 because the lights keep shutting off here. Okay, so Warriors of Mars, the TSR, a role-playing game that was doomed. Last episode, I discussed Common Tongue and how it's different on Barsoom than it would be in most D&D settings today. All right, so now we're going to look at some other differences and try to help you understand them. So, alignment. Unlike Chainmail and D&D, Warriors of Mars does not have an alignment system. It could have, but it doesn't. And I think there's a reason for that, and so we're going to delve into that reason. The cultures on Mars, just like they have this overarching language that allows them all to communicate, and they do have some dialectual differences and some archaic language differences because of their tendency to be isolationists, but yet they still know this sort of core language, so they can always talk to each other. They have a core code of conduct on the planet, expectations towards behavior, and it doesn't matter if they are the green horde of four-armed guys with the tusks versus the red Martians who look quite human, because we'll get into that too later, another episode. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, yellow, or red, or any other color you would choose to put on Barsoom. Also, something else we'll get into later. They all follow their codes. They would rather die in a lot of cases than break their laws. Now, doesn't mean they all follow exactly the same laws, but there tends to be like some generic things you can say about them. But when it comes to following their tribal laws, their city-state laws, they are going to do that. Even if they're hypocrites, even if they're evil, even if they're up to no good, they are going, and if they don't, they're going to do everything they can to hide the fact that they are breaking a law, a belief, a custom of their civilization, whatever civilization they are. So you can make some general statements about the Martians, and then you have to kind of like each city-state does its own thing in certain ways, and you have to understand that. And when you go to create a city-state, like you're going to make your own city-state, it really behooves you to read all 11 books so you get an outline gut feeling about, in general, what would these people do, and then how are you going to make that city-state different from the ones that are presented in the books. So my suggestion is, when you begin play, have them be red Martians, and have a good understanding of what a red Martian is. And that'll be another episode. But this is why. If you asked me, using D&D terms or chainmail terms, how to classify everybody, all the civilizations on Mars, I would just say lawful, even the Horde. And there's reasons for that. There's things that the Green Horde would do that I don't think an Orc Horde would do. The logic involved. So it's important to understand that these are lawful civilizations, even the nomads, because they're martial civilizations. It really comes down to that. So think military order, and then think military order applied to civilization, and you're going to start to think differently about it. Now, if there is any agents of chaos on the planet, true agents of chaos, that would be Earthlings. They are the ones who show up and create change, devastation. We could argue that John Carter destroys civilizations, may have committed genocide. When we get into like the storylines involved here, possible ecological damage. Yeah. But he also saves the planet. So at times, so hey, it's one of those trade-offs, right? And he is a hypocrite, just so we're clear. And again, I'll explain at some point. But alignment, it's not there, but it is there. So if you're playing an NPC, or you have people playing any of the races, you need to give them the set of rules that you expect them to follow for their civilization, and then you need to present the civilizations you are presenting in a way that drives home this tendency amongst the Martians. It affects combat. If you break the codes of combat, they actually have codes of combat, and that's not normal for your tribe or racial group that you're playing. The opponent gets advantages to win, and you get disadvantages. It's a big deal, and it'll affect how any of your own people see you and interact with you after that permanently. So I'm just putting that out there. This is one of the rules basically in the game for anybody role playing. All right, so role playing alignment is more, it's not a thing, but role playing codes of conduct, codes of combat, that is a thing. And what's normal for the civilization, and there's consequences. So that's one of the first differences second difference I wanted to talk about. So everybody have a great day, and there's more to come. Bye.